All right, guys. So today we are with Naomi, who crushed the Easy Fit coaching program. So I kind of like wanted to ask you, how was your experience working with me? Can you tell us a little bit about where were you before starting the coaching program, emotionally and physically?
Yeah, for sure. I began the program at this point after I graduated college, and I was used to playing lots of sports and getting lots of fitness, but with COVID, I kind of just stopped. And I could feel myself eating kind of uncontrollably, lots of carbs, good chunk of carbs.
Yeah.
Um, and emotionally, I'd say I wasn't super satisfied with where I was physically and how I was feeling as well. I know that oftentimes exercise makes me feel a lot happier throughout the day and just living a more active lifestyle. And I was definitely not forcing myself to go outside as much or to move my body. So that's kind of where I was before.
That's awesome. So, what was your biggest accomplishment from working with me?
Ooh, good question.
A lot, right?
Yeah, I don't have actually just one. I think I told you before that I really wanted to make gains in my glutes. And I definitely have, to the point where my girlfriends have been like,
What's going on? What did you do? That's pretty cool. And
yeah, so I think that's number one.
yeah,
Mhm.
and then every week your picture will just big change.
Yeah, it was astonishing how quickly I could see my body changing. But I also think it's hard to judge that when you don't take a photo every week. And so I know that kind of keeping myself accountable and like weighing myself once a week and taking those photos helped me kind of realize the overall change. And because the app lets me put like my very first photo next to my very last one, I can see like the shrinkage just on my sides where like I was wider and now
I
it's like,
know you sent the picture yesterday. I was like, oh my god, like we still making gains. This is amazing.
yeah, right now it's not, I mean, because I've continued since we've stopped, and it's
Exactly.
not so much about losing the weight as I can see the composition of my body changing. So yeah, it's been really
That's
good.
amazing. Yeah, like you say, it's not only about losing the weight, knowing and having all the tools you have now with your hands, and
Right,
knowing how you can keep progressing yourself with your nutrition and then with the training. So,
right.
how much weight did you exactly lose?
I lost 17 pounds at my best. Currently back to about 16, but the amount, like the composition of my arms, for example, changed. Like before there was no muscle. Now sometimes I'm just like rolling around as I sleep in bed and I'm like, oh,
What's going on here?
oh,
Um,
yeah, like I have photos kind of from before, like where you can see my legs versus photos where you can see my legs now, and it's all muscle now, and I know that muscle weighs more than fat. So even though I did lose 17 pounds, which is a lot for 3 months, it's
mhm.
not so much about the weight loss for me as a transition of my body becoming stronger and more toned and more powerful.
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, that's why the mindset should be around about your overall health, and also feel better in your clothes, just not the weight balance. I don't like to
Right.
just look at the weight.
Right. Yeah, I think that would stress me out to just be looking at the scale all the time. So I liked that our focus wasn't so much on you need to lose this weight every week, but more
Exactly.
so on like how are you feeling? What are you eating? And I know that I texted you a couple times and I was like, this workout was awful. And you're like, okay, figure out why this workout was bad for you.
Mm.
And you're always like, it's what you're eating. It's all of these background factors that I never thought about. And so now every time I go to the gym, I make sure to eat 2 hours in advance, and like the coconut water, the Hydra, whatever
Yes.
you gave me, I
Hydrococoa.
just ordered my second box. I
Yay.
I don't think I can work out without it anymore. Like
Yeah.
I think it's actually just exactly what I need to get me like to the end of my workout.
Yeah, those little things sometimes you don't think is going to be something that is going to give you the
Right.
push, but it makes a huge
Right.
difference. That's so
Well, for
true.
me, I was thinking before, like I know how to lift, like I've been athletic and done sports my whole life. Like what I really got from this program was the structure and the food component and knowing how to continue to improve and track my stuff, because before I was like I can do this amount but I wasn't really increasing it every time and stuff like that. So this program definitely helped me continuously move in the right direction, which was a good push for me.
Yes, that was actually my next question. So, what was your biggest takeaway of the program? Was the structure?
No, I actually think that was more of the food
Mhm.
component. The way that I used to eat was always, I would think, like I'm eating a sandwich that's healthy. I'm not having, fried foods. I'm not having a lot of desserts because that's not really what my issue was. My
Mhm.
issue was I would eat half a pound of protein and not knowing that for my body type, for my goals, that wasn't what I was supposed to be eating. So now when I look at my plate and the balance of food that I have, it's a lot more vegetables. And I think I remember telling you kind of towards the beginning, I was like, I didn't think the food would fill me up. I saw the amount of vegetables on that plate and I was like,
I
this
remember.
is
Yeah,
doing.
I
It's like I'm not
remember.
gonna ignore this. And then the first thing I noticed was, okay, this food's actually good. Like I'm enjoying eating this. It's not painful to eat. This is something I'm enjoying doing. I feel better afterwards and I am full. Which so how to like the shopping lists, that those were so helpful. Like I can go to the store now and know that I have a week's worth of meals, and it's the structure that the food program provided me is the best takeaway that I'm going to continue to do for a while.
Yes, yes, and that's really important. That's like a big missing tools that people don't have. So it's very
Mm.
easy to maybe like mess up and not knowing what to eat and not knowing the portion you have. So I'm sure now you can go to the restaurant and knowing how your plate should look, how much protein you should have, how much carb you should have, versus of thinking, oh,
Right.
that's probably all I should eat.
Right. And
So
I know
yes,
that, yeah, yeah, one of the things that we did was I didn't calorie count. I didn't even record my food because for me, I was like, I will eat what you tell me to eat. I'll lose like the amount of weight. I'll do what I want in my own way, because for me to be that meticulous about recording it just wasn't going to work in my lifestyle. And I can see how for other people that would be beneficial, but for me, not having to do that and still, meeting my goals was like a priority. And so I was very happy with that.
that's so cool. So how does it feel now to be in control of your health and fitness?
I feel very confident. And I was talking before about like structure with my food. Um, I feel like my day is more structured. I'm like, I know that I'm going to go to the gym at this time, which means I have to work at this time and get stuff done. And I'm the type of person who like I do better with a busy schedule. I don't do well when I'm like have one task to do that day, because then I'll just put it off and procrastinate. Now I'm like, my gym closes at 7 every day. I need to get to the gym before 7, and I need to have an hour at the gym and maybe a little extra time if I want to get, like my stretch afterwards, my stretch before. So the way that I structure my day now is different.
Then
And the amount of confidence I have at the gym. I used to go to the gym in like really baggy, like a t-shirt and some soccer shorts. I went in a sports bra and spandex the other day, and I was like, "No, check me out!" Like,
Yay! That's a win. This is so cool. This is amazing. And I feel like everyone deserves that, to feel amazing about themselves. It is really good. I love hearing this. This is really
I'm
good.
glad. Yeah.
I know. And I know it's going to get better and better and better because you're like, every week you're making progress. And it's going to
Yeah.
doing being like that. You're going to inspire more people as well. So now last question. So what would you say to someone that is on the fence whether they should work with me or not?
I would say that if you're willing to put in the time, the effort, and the money, your results will speak for themselves. Like you can look at my photos and you can just see that was 3 months. But the program that you have, I'll continue to use past those 3 months. So while you are paying for those 3 months and you might be like, is this worth investing in? You can, the recipes, I have 3 months of recipes to use on a loop, and like very few of them are repeats. And so I feel like I have a big variation of foods that I can continue to use every day. And I do, like, I just had oatmeal this morning for breakfast. And same thing with the workouts. Like the structure of how they work, and kind of I used to spend way too long in the gym not getting the results I wanted to, and now I can go for my hour, set my goals and be like, last time I did 10 pounds, today I'm going to do 12 and a half. Like the way that structure has been, I'll carry forward moving on in my like fitness, in the fitness area of my life.
That's so cool. And thank you, Anna. So I'm so proud of your result. You have been doing amazing. You have
Thank
no
you.
idea how happy I am. So I for sure will miss you a lot, but it doesn't end that way, you know, like you can always
Yeah.
text me, you can always message me. I am here no matter what. So you have my contact. I know you are planning on going to the UK.
Hmm.
When is that? Next year, right? No,
Yeah, in September.
oh, in
In September.
September.
Yeah.
Goodness. Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So I'll bring this fitness and this food over there. So
Yes,
I'm happy
please.
I'm happy to move over there kind of more confident, and feel like more secure with my body and my routine and all of that. So I'm happy to bring that over there with me.
That's perfect.